Good evening. I thought I'd try and do it in a very posh voice. Good evening and welcome to this very special video. This is Twitch etiquette. Please raise your cup of tea. Right, cut. Hi, my name is Matt Hoss and this is Matt Hoss Comedy, and today we're going to be looking at Twitch etiquette. This is a two-part video, but you can watch them independently. But what it is, we're looking at Twitch etiquette. We're going to be looking at what streamers as well as audience members can be doing to kind of improve the etiquette on Twitch, because it's not really labelled out what is polite and what is impolite. So these videos are here to help you kind of decide what is rude and what is more polite to do in situations, and hopefully give you a few tips on how to kind of engage with an audience a little bit better and to be a better audience member. You might be realising there's some things you were doing which might be quite annoying to other people. I'm sure not. I'm sure you're very lovely, genuinely. Because why else would you click on Twitch etiquette if you weren't very lovely? But yeah, unless you wanted to be really mean to me. In fact, if you are, just leave a comment below. Just say something really horrendous. Please don't, because I do check them. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 11 tips to help you improve as a streamer, to improve your etiquette. So let's get started. Number one, super easy one. Don't look at your phone. For the love of God, when you're live, stop looking at your phone. Hey, we're all bad for it, and sometimes I do check my phone for notifications, but I'm not texting, I'm not calling anyone, I'm not doing any social media as it happens. Because more often than not, I see people on the phones texting, and they're quite usually posting that they're going live on Discord. Hey, that's good for you if you get one extra person come along because they see a notification on Discord, which, hey, it might happen. But what you're risking is that people who are there in the room right now are like, why are you paying more attention to someone else rather than me right now? So don't look at your phone. It's a real big off-putter for me. And just a quick disclaimer, by the way. Some of the things I mention, I've seen my friends do them, I've seen people who I've never seen stream before, and it's not a personal dig at anyone. It's just things I think we could, these are things to kind of help improve your stream, to go, I didn't think of it like that. And I might be wrong, I may be crazy. And also, there's exceptions to every rule. And yeah, I'm going to leave you to figure out what that is. Number two, this is kind of linked to being an audience member, and both of these videos are interlinked. I recommend watching both of them. Number two, don't announce that you're streaming in someone else's stream. I think it's rude to kind of go into someone else's stream and say, hey, by the way, I'm streaming right now, catch you later. And hey, by the way, I've done this before. When I was a lot younger, I remember doing it, and you know, I've done it a handful of times, and I've definitely been a lot better since then. However, it is really rude. I don't think it's rude to go and hang out in someone else's chat, say goodbye, but don't mention you're going to do your own thing. Because what it looks like for the streamer's point of view is that you are saying, hey everyone in this chat, I'm going to do a more better stream right now. More better stream? I'm going to learn more English. It's like saying to people, hey, you should leave this right now because I'm doing my own thing, you know? And that's not what you're doing. You might just be leaving, you know, and you want to say goodbye. I think it's okay to hang out with people before the stream, but it does, sometimes it doesn't sit well with a lot of people. We'll also be talking more about this in the audience episode as well. Tip number three, acknowledge every follow and every sub. When someone follows and subscribes, they are making a commitment to you as a streamer. They're saying, hey, I really like what you're doing, or I care about you enough to pay you. So that's a big thing, you know, acknowledge that. And someone joined the party, it's a big thing for them to kind of commit to. So don't dismiss that. I've seen people who have had followers or subscribers and they've just totally ignored it. And I just find that so bewildering, actually. It's like, especially when you paid someone, you subscribe to them, and they don't react. By the way, it's totally cool if you just totally miss it. Sometimes your alert box doesn't go off, sometimes you just don't see the pop-up. And sometimes you can be overwhelmed, because like there's so much going on. If you're subscribing to someone, and you don't give them anything back, or even a thank you, they're probably not going to subscribe again. It's polite to say thank you. Tip number 4 kind of links in with this. It's try to keep up with the chat. It's similar to like kind of catching up with all the subscriptions and the followers. I think it's important to try and keep up with chat, and that is impossible. It's impossible to hit every single chat in the world. You don't have to sit there and analyze each and every comment in the chat, and sometimes it's important to ignore certain people or certain comments made by certain people because they are disruptive to the stream. And we'll talk about more of that in the audience version. However, be mindful that people are trying to connect to you. People are, again, similarly like with the subscriptions, they're trying to connect with you. Don't work yourself too hard by hitting every single one or trying to make something out of every comment. Sometimes comments are just like, oh, hey, cool. But try and engage with them as much as possible. Number 4 is be mindful of your language. What I don't mean is don't use swear words. I love a fucking swear word. I love swear words every single boxing day of the week, motherfucker. I'm sorry. I think it's okay to be sweary, but just don't be rude to people. Don't overstep the mark with certain people. Be mindful how much you should engage with that and how rude you should be with someone. I think it's okay to have a joke with some person, but know the limits. Know the limits of the people you're talking to. And sometimes that's impossible and you're going to make mistakes. But when you do make those mistakes, make sure not to do them again. Apologize and kind of say, okay, we now know that boundary, and figure that out. So here's a couple examples what I mean, because there's a lot within this point. Number 1, stuff like don't assume all your viewers are male. If you're kind of being like, hey dude, brah, thanks for the follow dudes, and like you're alienating a lot of the people in your chat. What I mean is I don't think you're rude for being mindless about it, but just try and be more thoughtful about how you say it, because we're not saying you've done wrong, we know your heart's in the right place, but just try and be more inclusive in that way. And stuff like using people's preferred pronouns, for example. There's a really cool Twitch extension called pronouns.lao.io. There should be the link right there, but I'll make sure it's in the comments below. But do it, it's really helpful, and you know how to address people as well, in the way that they prefer. Tip number 6 is thank your raiders. Really simple one, and it should go without saying, but say thank you to the people who raid into you. Sometimes people just don't do that, and I find that super rude, you know. What that person has just said is, I trust this person with my lovely group to entertain them after I'm gone. And a lot of people, I would say 99% of the time, most people like really and get on board with that. They might have a different vibe from you, but that's cool. It's okay to have variety. Doesn't mean they have to be exactly the same as you, because like, yeah, to be fair, you can't really replicate how cool I am. Ah! Motherfucker! That's gonna be a fun edit. But sometimes I've seen people who have just ignored the raid or haven't said hello to my fan base, and I know other streamers feel like this as well. One of my friends, I've seen them apologise to their Discord saying, I'm so sorry I raided you into that person, they didn't treat you with the respect that you deserve. And I think that's so important. Make sure to just remind yourself who they are. If you get new people in, make sure that you're regularly reminding them who you are. It's just being a gracious host, and that's what you are. You're a host in your stream party. You have a lot of guests with you, and you should treat them as guests, not as in, oh, they'll be in and out. No, treat them as imagine you're having a dinner party, you got a lot of people in, maybe not just a normal party, a house party, or whatever party you want, treat them as a guest there, you know. Pull out all the stops. Is that a phrase? Tip number 7, and this is a discussion that's happened quite a lot on Twitter and Twitch as well, but I think that it's totally okay for the person who's raided into you to leave. It's not rude for you to leave a person's stream after you have raided into them. It's polite, it's very polite to say hello and stick around, and that's very, very sweet of you. But I've seen people on Twitter be like, I can't believe they didn't stay for my stream. They raided into me, didn't stay with me for the next 9 hours. It's like, of course not. No, what's in your mind, mate? They have no obligation to go to. They're probably dying for the toilet. They probably have things to go on to do, and there's a reason they finish at that time. It's okay if you need to leave. Don't judge someone for leaving straight away. Just say thank you for being here, and yeah, it's always much appreciated. Number 8, really simple one, but make sure your tech's all ready to go before the stream starts. You're going to have some problems, and it's okay if you have some mistakes on air. It does happen. It does happen when things kind of go haywire, but also at the same time, do all you can to prevent that, because when your audience is very forgiving about tech stuff, and I hate when tech malfunctions go wrong, but if it's happening every single stream, or it's something regular you haven't fixed, it shows a lack of love towards your stream. And when you don't care for your stream, it seems that you don't care for the people watching your stream. For years, I didn't dress very nice. I used to put on really baggy clothes, and I didn't really look after myself very much. But I started doing more self-care, and I started wearing things I really like to wear and wearing nice things. And I do that because I really like, I feel good in it, I feel happy in myself, and that's why I get dressed up for all my streams, because I care about it a lot, and it shows by doing something that I care about. It's an immediate signifier to say that, hey, I'm serious about this, let's give it a go. And you know, that's for all walks of life as well. It's good for relationships, it's good for like business, or like jobs and careers. Yeah, it just shows that you put a lot of thought into it as well. Lurkers are always welcome. I've seen some people be like, oh my god, lurkers, like, why aren't you chatting? That's not their job. Your job is to entertain them. They're a guest. They can be as quiet or loud as they want. They can choose. And I'm going to give a shout out here to LawlaLeyshon, who's an amazing YouTuber and Twitch streamer. Really, really recommend her. And she actually mentioned, because I put a post out on a group, saying that it's actually really important to not shout out those people when they're in your chat. If they're not chatting to you, don't go, hey, that person's in the chat. I didn't know this was a thing before I set up for today, but I think it's really important to include, and I really want to include it, because I know I've definitely done that before, and I want to say that I'm not perfect, you know, but the whole point of this video is to show that we're growing, we're learning, we want to hear people's differences and kind of grow from that as well. So don't shout out at lurkers, let them happily lurk. And everyone, we all love a lurk. Thank you, you're the backbone of Twitch. The penultimate one, number 10, is don't ask too many personal questions. I think it's okay to ask personal questions, but you have to find your limit. And it's quite hard to find your limit with people you don't know on the internet. Also, you don't know what the background is. So, I have a rule in my stream, is that I will ask a lot of questions, but give them the option to respond to the bits that they're happy to do. You don't want them to say, like, some people are more comfortable saying about where they live, not specifically like street numbers. Please don't dox yourself. Don't be like, yeah, I live next door to the Golden Lion pub. Wait, what? I don't. But what I mean by that is that sometimes people are quite guarded about things, and if you ask them questions, they'll get a bit shell-shocked. But your job as a streamer is to make that person feel comfortable, you know, so make sure you're doing something which allows them to kind of relax. So if you kind of say, hey, feel free to respond to the things that you want to do, feel free to ignore the questions, which I have said so. I think that's important, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm too personal in that way. And by which I mean, I don't ask like what was your mother's maiden name. Just be mindful of that language yet again, and know the boundaries of people. And if people aren't giving you that much, don't press them for it. But keep it nice and open and allow them to settle into the stream, and they can choose their own pace. And then you can actually grow a really healthy, bountiful relationship. And final one, number 11. And this is very similar to the audience one as well, but there is a real person on the other side. Well, sometimes there are bots, to be fair. Thank you, Commander Root, for everything you do. But what I'm trying to say is that it's just have empathy. That's what it is. Be empathetic. Realise that you're dealing with people who want to be online and connect with you. So just have that empathy and that compassion and connect with them in that way. Thank you for watching Twitch Etiquette. Hopefully you get a lot out of it, and hopefully you've learned how some excellent rules on how to be a better streamer. If you really like this video, please like and subscribe, and please check out our second video as well. It should be around here. I'm really bad at tech, so hopefully it's like here or something. Is it here? I mean, if it's over there, I'm going to absolutely love it. Anyway, but please make sure to go and watch it, because there are things that you might learn as an audience member to kind of connect with that. Anyway, I've been Matt Hoss, and you can follow me at Matt Hoss Comedy on all social medias. Why don't you check out my Twitch and say something incredibly rude to me? I've been Matt Hoss, and we'll see you again soon. Bye!